we should all strive to retire our parents. And why I feel like it's important for us to retire our parents is because they did so much for us, where where they gave us like everything that they never had, where like it's either like something as little as like a bike, going to school, finishing school. They were there to support us, and on top they sacrificed so much for us, seeing how their life was. And I feel like that's what we should all do, like strive to retire parents, because not only can it benefit you, where you don't have to worry about them going to work every day. They come back tired, where like you see their face. You can see that they're mentally drained from work. Just constantly, like, it's a cycle where they just go to work day in and day out. Well, you see your dad. You see he's all tired, but he has no other choice but to go to work. Your mom, she doesn't want to go to work, but she has to as well, just to support the family. So I feel like we should just all give back to our parents, where find a craft, find something that you like, that you can make money off, that you feel fulfilled, and can retire your parents. Because it I feel like it would take that mental turmoil from your parents, where they don't have to worry about really like work, about bills, all that stuff. When you retire them, they start to be more happy, seeing that they don't have to work more. And on top, I feel like you're gonna really see the real them, because they just been working all day. They haven't really been like there for you. Well, it's like, we get it, because they work and all this, and then you start to see the real them. And on top, since they don't have to work, since you retire them, you can hang out with them more, you can be with them more, and then you guys will have a more loving bond together. And and yeah, I just feel like there's no negative effect in retiring your parents. We should all strive to do that, because it's gonna help you. You're gonna be so proud of yourself, and so are your parents, where they see that their son has retired them, their daughter has retired them, where they don't have to work no more, where they don't have to go out, work construction day in and day out, in the hot and the cold, risking their lives in factories, with all those stuff. And yeah, I just feel like that's something that we should do. It's something that we should give back to them, seeing how much they sacrificed, seeing how even if they're sick, tired, they still have to do the work. They still have to go out, make ends meet. And why not just give back to them? Why not just retire them? So that way they don't have to work, and they can do their own thing. Maybe like your dad always wanted to work out, start a business, but he's never had the time to do all that, or yeah, all that stuff. Seeing how much he works, seeing like the work that he has to do, and he comes back late, and it's like 7 p.m. and he eats all that stuff, and then it's already 9. And there's not a lot of time for him to do what he really likes. So by retiring our parents, they can do what they really like, what they always wanted to do. Now that seeing how they have all the time in the world, they don't have to worry about anything. Maybe like your mom, like she always wanted to travel, but she doesn't have the chance, seeing how how she just always working. She like really doesn't have time for herself. So why not just get back to like all our parents, and that way they can do what they always wanted to do. And yeah, just retire. That's what we should do. Just retire parents, so that way they'll just be proud of us. And on top, you'll be proud of yourself, seeing the accomplishment that you did, where you retire your parents. You're gonna be so proud of yourself, and be so proud of yourself doing the craft, that you like, and on top, you know, you're making money off it. And you're able to retire your parents, and on top, you can retire your siblings, all that. You know, they don't have to worry about college, working a job, all that. You know, because you know you're there for them. You know, you love them so dearly, you love them so much, and you know, it's I feel like it's I feel like you would just be happier if you did it, if you retire your parents. You know, if we retired our parents, because you know you see them, you'll see them differently. That's what I feel like. You know, you'll see them differently, where you won't see them the tired, angry dad. When you won't see him as the tired, angry dad. You know, seeing how he gets back, he's tired. You know, he's pissed off. You know, he's angry about everything. You won't see your mom where she's, you know, tired all the time, tired of cleaning, tired of working, tired of coming late to your house, late to the house, and I mean, and you just see them more happier, seeing how they don't have that mental turmoil, and yeah, that mental turmoil where, you know, they don't have to work a job anymore because you retire them, and you know they're just gonna be so proud of you because you took that stress off of them, where they don't have to worry about paying the bills, not wondering if there's work tomorrow. Not them wondering if there's work tomorrow, if there's not knowing if, like, if they can even go work at their job because of, like, you know, stuff going on. And yeah, you know, we should all just strive to do that for our parents, because seeing how much they sacrifice for us, you know, seeing how much of their life they have sacrificed, and you know, all the things they did, because you know they love us, they wanted a better future for us, so why not give back to them, so that way they can live a happy ending, so that way they don't have to worry about everything else. You know, you know, it's all in good hands, so why not just give back to them?